morning, everyone, and welcome back into my kitchen, Cooking with Carol Diane. It's been a little while, a few days, maybe a couple weeks since I've made a video, but I've been pretty busy, I really have. It is a wonderful day today, but it's starting to get very warm. It's going to be 93 degrees today. By Friday, it will be 100. I've put my hair up because I don't like the long hair down when it gets this hot. This morning I walked around my yard and took some more pictures and videoed kind of now that we're into full bore of spring, going into summer, that I wanted you to see the kind of before and after of the flowers that came up right when May was starting, last of April, right when May was starting. And I did make a video that walk around my yard with me, showing you what kind of comes up in my yard in May. Well, now it's June, the first week here in June. And so I want to show you my greenhouse and what has kind of come up and flourished, or not, in 30 days. So in between my little video here, I will be showing you all of that. What am I making today in my kitchen? I'm going to make a simple little dessert because I don't like anything heavy when it's this hot outside. So I'm making a strawberry cream pie. Not a cheesecake pie, but just a cream pie. And I'm going to have that. I'm going to start with it first because I need to get it cooled in the refrigerator most of the day today. And then I'll jump back in and show you what I'm having for dinner, which are my baby back ribs. Only I'm cooking them a little different. I've started this method of cooking them, and I really don't want to go back to the old-fashioned way because this is so simple. It's fast, it's easy, and you're not heating up a great big pot of water, on the stove and cooking it for 2 hours to get those ribs tender when I've got a better method. So bear with me on all of that. Okay, so what do we need to make this simple little pie? A couple things. I'm not using a store-bought, because I don't like them, graham cracker crust. I'm going to go ahead and make the graham cracker crust, which is so easy. Don't be afraid to make this because it's easy. It really is. You'll just need some kind of a little food processor, or if you don't even have that, you can roll out the graham crackers with a rolling pin. I used to do that all the time. But because I have this little KitchenAid handy dandy little gadget right here of my small little chopper food processor, which is on my website, cookingwithcaroldiane.com, under the gadgets, you will find this. And I put a lot of things on my website to show you if I'm using it and I like it, maybe you will too. So go and check that out on my website. Okay, so get the Nabisco honey-made graham crackers. Start with that. I guess if you have an off-brand, you can use it, but I like to use the regular brands of things. I just think they taste better. And one little package of it will make your 2 cups. So open a sack of those, put them in your food processor, and that gets chopped up in here in a few minutes. I just kind of break them up. I'll break them up a little smaller for this food processor here. Hope all of you are having a wonderful time for your spring planting and doing, everybody. I mean, everywhere I go, especially to these Lowe's and Home Depot, which seems like I'm going there quite often for something, I don't know. And everybody's out buying and doing for their yard. They're just, the baskets are filled with either potting soil, Miracle-Gro, the mulch, and thousands of plants, really. Trees. I always laugh at people that get those great big dolly cart things, the long ones, and they've got the trees on there. And I'm thinking, that's going to take a pretty big hole to dig, which I don't do anymore. Husband planted 6 more peach trees. They aren't the Bella Georgia peach trees, but we actually stumbled across it. We went to a yard sale, go figure, with me. And they had, it was an orchard full of that they do grow the peach trees and have the peaches for local markets. and they had starters with the roots, everything. They aren't the kind that you buy at the hardware store of, you know, it's in a pot with dirt and all that. No, this was all on a huge tarp in the garage that showed all the different, they did have cherry trees there, but most of it was the different variety of peach trees. And they're young peach trees. So we bought 6 of those and came home and planted them. And they're already with nice little leaves on them, and I'm real thrilled that, yeah, it's gonna take 3, maybe 3.5 years before I see any fruit off of those trees, but at least we got them. And we didn't pay a fortune for them like what you do at Lowe's or Home Depot. So we were thrilled with that. Okay, back to my recipe. Is a half a cup, which is 1 full stick of butter, and you'll need that to be melted. So I did that in my microwave. And see, I just pour mine in here. I just pour it with the graham crackers because it's all going the same place. Put my lid on, top it up. Top it up. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty good to me. Take it off of this stand now. How simple was that? Come on. You don't need those crusts that you buy at the grocery store, to me, that are hard. They are. They're hard. Hard tasting. And unless you check that shelf life, you don't really know how long they've been in the grocery store. This is fresh. Right out of your kitchen. Oops, wrong bowl. It's okay. It's okay. No biggie. No biggie. In fact, I have a fresh paper towel here that I can wipe that out for my next little project. Got a little sidetracked there, didn't I? Okay, and then you just want to mash down your, and I always like to take these of a little spoon that's the half of the teaspoon. These just work great, these old-fashioned vintage ones. And I'm just going to mash that up against the sides. You can put this in whatever dish you want. You don't have to put it in a pie plate if you don't want to. But it is a strawberry pie. It really is, cream pie. But I am using cream cheese with this. It's not a cheesecake. I'll make these go down as even as I can on the side. Just get it all nice and spread out. So again, my days have been filled with everything imaginable for the yard, of taking care of the flowers, the greenhouse, which I will show you. And in my little video at the end of this video, where I'm walking around the yard, I will try to put it together that I will show you what the flowers did look like, because they're gorgeous. You know, my bearded iris that were in full bloom, and I'll show you that. And then I'll show you today what they look like, because they don't bloom forever. They don't. They are a perennial. They will come back every year. And I'll show you what my roses have been doing, the ones that I purchased and different things like that. I changed up my little area out front just a little bit. And I went back to that man where I bought the lions. And I bought a few more things that I guess I thought I needed. I don't know. But I have them. And I'm enjoying it. Okay, crust is pretty well done. See? No biggie. It's all in there. Now get back to my bowl. 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. Make sure it is room temperature, well soft. You don't want it hard. So leave it out on your counter until you get ready to make this pie of whatever you're doing, and get that cream cheese nice and soft. Put it in the bowl. Now we're going to take a mixer, just a hand mixer here, and I want to beat this up just a little bit. And see, mine's so soft, it really is soft, that I can do this, which is great. I want to add to this a quarter of a cup of sugar because I want to give it flavor. I want to give it really sweet, I really do. Down in this bowl a little bit more here. Once you just stick to these beaters and nothing else. Get it off just a little bit here. So everything is well blended as far as that sugar. And then, now I could have gone out in my greenhouse where I have put some, I took the hanging strawberry plants and I put them out in my greenhouse. They just weren't doing very well hanging. I would forget to water them. I really did. So I put them out in the greenhouse. They're doing better out there. And then we went and bought a couple more of just the regular plants of the strawberries that you put down in the ground. And those took off. And, but you don't get that many strawberries. Well, I haven't anyway. Gotten that many strawberries, not like a full bowl like this. These are store-bought strawberries, yes, that I'm going to add to this. But I'll show you when I get to my video of my greenhouse what those strawberries look like, because they're really big. They're twice the size of this. They really are. Okay, now into this mixture, so you've got your cream cheese and the sugar for the flavoring. Now you're going to add an 8-ounce container of regular Cool Whip. Now here's where it's up to you, whether you want the light Cool Whip. You certainly can have that. There's one that is, I think, extra creamy or something like that. But when husband was on his way home this morning, I said, would you do me a favor and get me a fresh container of Cool Whip, which he did. Should have had this open, huh? I'm on slow-mo today. I've worked so hard. Yesterday I had to trim a great big tree in the front yard. The branches were just too coming out into the driveway, everything. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to trim those. That took a little while. I'm always doing something out in the yard. And so today is relax day and cook something good today, which I'm going to do. Now pour all of this into your bowl. Hope my bowl's big enough here. Like I don't have enough bowls in my house. I could have picked a bigger bowl. Somehow I didn't. Somehow I didn't. Get all the Cool Whip in there. And you want to mix this now with your cream cheese. Seems kind of funny, huh? It'll come out all right. It all comes out in the wash, like my mother used to say. Yep, all comes out in the wash. Yep, on the really hot days, and especially like Friday when it hits 100, I'll be in the house. There's always projects to do in the house, too. And I will be in here. Maybe I'll get back to that second cookbook of mine. Maybe. Don't know. Anybody's guess when I can get that one done. And it's so pretty and so nice looking, and I really want to get it finished. I really do. We just had other appointments and things come up, and oh, there was a whole day husband and I spent on just cleaning up the back property area and getting things that didn't want anymore. You know, it all goes to the landfill. And that takes a while. And you have to cover it. for the tart. We did all that. Okay. That's pretty good on that. Let me get just the little tail ends here, because you want to get all of it, you know, you really do. Food's food and it's expensive, and so don't waste any of it. Let's see if that's all mixed in here real well. Cream cheese will fool you. There'll be a little chunk of it that maybe didn't get in the Cool Whip. It's pretty good. Look, just looks like that. Yep. Now comes the fun part, that if you watch different videos, like I do, I'm not going to cook these strawberries. I'm not going to add them into all of this. There's a different little area that I'm going to do, and that's one of these, which is any brand, any make of it, of the strawberry pie filling. We're going to add this. This you don't want to beat. This you just want to put in. You're going to fold it in to here now. So put all of that one full can, and this can is 21 ounces. If you were doing any other kind of pie, like a cherry pie, you'd use cherry pie filling, but this is strawberry today. And I think this is going to be yummy. And I wanted to make it now like any cream pie that you have to put in the refrigerator and let chill until you're ready for it after dinner. Or whenever you're going to eat it. Whenever you're going to eat it. Now, if my pie looks a little funny this morning, who cares? It's going to taste good. It really is. How do I know? Wow. Just right. Just right. So my recipe that called for the 1/4 cup of sugar is just right for the cream cheese. Yep. This looks real marbly. It really does. Now we're going to put it in the pie. I'm going to get that bottom just a little bit more. It looks like it's got a lot of cream cheese down there on the bottom. That mixed up just a little bit better. Whip it with your rubber spatula, but don't use the mixer on it. That will take out all the air that's in this pie. You don't want that. Okay. There we go. Right down in this pie. Oh my gosh, I can smell the strawberries, and it's just from a can. It smells so good. Okay. Put that all the way to the edges. All the way. Look how wonderful that looks. I don't care if you can't see the graham cracker crust, because I'll be adding some strawberries. Little dollops on the top. Might as well do it now. If I can find my little knife. There it is right here. So, any strawberry. You know, you can place one on top, which I certainly can, just for decoration. Then you can take them, cut it right down the middle. If you want to leave the little green of the leaf on there, you certainly can do that, and place them around the pie, like so. Wouldn't you eat this at any little picnic, gathering, whatever? I would. I certainly would. That'd be the first thing after dinner I'd say, I'm gonna try some of that. Whoop, he's going the wrong way. Put it the other way. Put your stems going towards, oh Diane, why did I do that? Not thinking right now. I think they look better having the green little stems out to the edge of the pie. I really do. All right. One more. One more. How's that? There you go. There's your pie for the day. Strawberry cream pie. Put it in the refrigerator. Let this chill for several hours until you're ready for dinner. And then I will be back to show you the dinner. So hang on. Well, it's dinner time. It's 5:30. It's time to start my dinner, my ribs. So let me show you how I do these really fast. So here are the baby back ribs. Like any that you would buy, whether it's at the grocery store, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco where you live, whatever. It's just a rack of baby back ribs. Now, what I like to do, and I will grab right quick, paper towels. I didn't always used to do this. For many, many years I left it on. But some people like it off. So this whole membrane back here on the back of the rack of the ribs, you just take a knife and come along and get it where you can lift that up a little bit. And then what I like to do is just take some clean paper towels, because you can grab it. Try to grab most of it with that. And you just want to pull that membrane off of there. Sometimes it comes with one little pull, and then sometimes you got to help it along. This one's acting up and I got to help it along tonight. Like I said, for many years I didn't even worry about it. I just left it on. But I find the paper towel works great on removing it. That's most of it there. Just a fatty membrane that we don't need it to be there. Look at that little guy off. Oh my gosh, I had to do my little errands and I had to go out. My neighbor next door to me is turning 95 years old Saturday. So I went to Lowe's to buy her something that she just adores in my yard, and that is a little water fountain. I didn't get a large one, but I did get her a water fountain. You don't turn 95 that often. You really don't. She will be thrilled. Put it in your Instant Pot. Seriously. I'm going to take this rack and I'm going to turn it like this. Wipe all this off here so I can show you. Get it just a little closer to you. Put the whole thing in your Instant Pot. Take 1 1/2 cups of water. Put down in there. Now, whether I was doing this in this or the old-fashioned method on my stove of putting it in a great big Dutch oven, huge pot, and adding water. Sometimes I boil it with beer, you know, whatever. Usually it's water. I always add some of the minced dry onion. So I'm going to just sprinkle it, probably a good 2 tablespoons worth of minced onion. Put that in there. Put the lid on my Instant Pot. Lock it. Plug it in. Put it to pressure cook. It's already set for 30 minutes. I'm going to turn it to about 28 minutes and leave it alone. It already does it here. In just a few minutes, it will say that it's on or something. I can't remember here. On. It'll say on. And then you walk away like you do a slow cooker. You walk away and you let this cook. When it's done and it beeps, I can either fast release it by pushing the vent button and letting that steam out of there, and in 28 minutes my ribs are done. And then I'll show you what I do after that. Okay, I'm over here now on the stove area where the baby back ribs have finished cooking in the Instant Pot. I went ahead and did the fast release because I don't want to wait. I've already cooked them for 28 minutes and I don't want to wait any longer for that slow down of having the steam come out. So I pushed the vent button and I did the fast release. Now we're going to open it up. I'll set this over here in my sink area. And I will take the whole rack of baby back ribs out. I usually just put mine on a cookie sheet lined with foil, is how I do mine. Set this out of the way. Okay, so here they are now, and it's your choice whether you want to cut them now or just put the barbecue sauce on them right now, which that's what I'm going to do. I like to use the Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. It's just kind of my favorite. Now, if I was making, which I've done before, my own personal barbecue sauce, but I don't have time tonight to do all that. So why not go with the store-bought one? Take any barbecue sauce that you like. Put it on the ribs, a generous amount. Brush it on. Now, if you like yours out on the grill to finish baking as far as getting this where it's caramelized, that's great. But again, it's 94 degrees outside right now. I don't even want to stand at my grill and have the heat of that all over me. So what do I do of the fast on this is I put them in my oven on the broil, which will only take a few minutes to just make them where they get nice and hot as far as the barbecue sauce. Gets it nice and hot and where it looks caramelized, and then they're done. Then I can bring it out, and then I usually either cut it in half or I start cutting them, slicing them, because you're going to be seeing those bones anyway. So I'm going to stick this in the oven right now on the broil. Put it in there. I'll set my timer, even though I really don't need it, between 4 and 5 minutes in there. So what? 32, 33 minutes from the start to finish on dinner, and it's done. And I didn't have a huge pot on my stove, boiling hot steam, you know, getting the kitchen all hot in here for dinner, and then always it's the juice and the grease in there from, you know, a pork of the meat in the water to deal with all of that. Don't have to worry about any of that. This is so easy at using your Instant Pot. Really, go buy one because they're really worth it. I've cooked quite a few dishes of different recipes in that Instant Pot, and I just love it. I really do. We're gonna have some white rice, and I have some peas and carrots over here. That'll be the vegetable, and of course, my nice strawberry cream pie for dessert. And I will show an after picture when the ribs get out and I put it on the plate. I'll show you that in a picture and the slice of that pie. I can't wait for that. Got a lot done over the weekend, and we're at Wednesday right now, folks. And I think I got a lot done this last weekend and the 3 days in here. I still have a lot more to do. Do you ever have one of those growing still to-do lists? I do. Mine hangs on my refrigerator and I look at it every day. Whether I get the stuff done or not, it's anybody's guess. You know, I'm trying. I really am. The physical part of what I am doing is building back up my strength, which is great after surgeries. Yeah, that's great. We got the overload of everything on our long bed trailer for taking it to the landfill. Now we just need to make the dump run because we didn't do it Saturday because nobody wants to be out that landfill with 1,001 people and their animals out at the landfill on a Saturday. I just don't do that. So we will make a dump run. Another project that I need to do is all my little white picket fences need a fresh coat of paint. And the brick red trim that I have, like on my shutters that I made, and garage doors, and just a lot of things that I put that nice brick red color, that needs to be freshened up and painted. It's been 5 years, it really has. We have an enclosed, what we call a utility trailer, and I used it, that was kind of the first of the 2 surgeries that were back to back, the beginning of it, where I couldn't do. Thanksgiving and Christmas overflow of big totes went in that utility trailer instead of putting them back in the shed, because one, I absolutely couldn't lift them. And it's a hassle, you know, to do. So we just kind of temporarily put them in that utility trailer. Well, now the utility trailer needs to be emptied and all the stuff put back in my regular shed. And we may sell that utility trailer. We don't really need it. We really don't. Husband made an error in measurements. He bought it for the side-by-side, but our side-by-side has a larger top. It kind of angles on the top, and it won't go in. It goes in on the sides, and the length's okay, but not on the ceiling part. So we may get rid of that because we really don't use it. I need to spray the weeds out back again. That's another, I mean, the list just goes on and on when you're a homeowner. You know, you sit out back on your patio and you just kind of look around. And you bet, you know, I look at all my pretties of the flowers and all that, but then I'll look at something and think, that needs tended to, or I need to redo that. You know, it's just what you do. I hope you watch the rest of my video where I'm taking a walk in my yard to show you how it looks in June. You know, the things, the pretty flowers and different things in June. I hope you watch my little friend that came to visit me while I was in my greenhouse. Kind of took me back for a few minutes because I didn't know what it was. It was something sudden. And then I kind of was looking around and I saw it, and it's a little bit bigger than a golf ball. Cutest little thing, and he just sat there and watched me the whole time I was in my greenhouse tending to it. So that was kind of a treat. There's always something around my yard. But tonight I wanted to pop on and say hi again from Cooking with Carol Diane, and hope you're having a good day and week. And showing you what my simple little dinner is tonight, of cooking these nice baby back ribs in an Instant Pot, having little side dishes that are real fast and simple, and the nice strawberry cream pie that is homemade, not store-bought, you know, and you can do it too. I know you can. Just try. So from my kitchen to yours, go have a wonderful afternoon, or now it's evening now. My timer went off, and let's check the ribs real fast. Let's check them and see if I need any longer than I put it for. Oh no, they're done. See, it's gonna put that timer on, isn't it? So when I mean bubbly and caramelized, this is what they look like. Yum, yum, huh? Yeah, that's gonna be nice. And I'll turn off everything. And again, all I'm going to do is take a, probably the serrated knife right here. You just want to cut right into these. Right up. Turn it where hopefully you can see there. And find the bone part. Cut right along down here now. Oh my gosh, see, they're not falling off the bone. Usually I go 30 minutes in that Instant Pot so that they are just falling off the bone for me. But really, this is nice and tender. Husband will like this, that he can have just a little bit of a chew. Look at that. Yeah, that's gonna taste nice tonight. I hope you've enjoyed my video, and I'll catch you again another time when I will put something together in this kitchen of mine, from my kitchen to yours. Bye-bye now. I'll start my video this morning around the back of door to my house showing the roses all in bloom. The iris have stopped blooming. Now my daisies have come out and everything is just growing for the first part of June. Up in my little tree up here, I have a little bird's nest. Let's see if I can get him real close up here. It's a pear. It's a metal pear that I put up here. It's a bird house. And darned if there aren't little babies in there. I'm so pleased. Coming around the corner, it is bright sunshiny day today. Now this was, I took a video in, I think the 1st of May, and my hollyhocks had not bloomed yet. They were just beginning. Well, now they are. They've got a lot more to go. But these are the beautiful hollyhocks that I planted, which kind of grow like weeds. I mean, really, they grow anywhere. And they get very tall. Here they are. All different colors. I have light pink ones, beautiful rose color, the yellow. And to make this stand up where they won't fall over because they get heavy, I put fishing line all down here on 2 poles, and that helps it tremendously. Okay, looking right out my front door here are the 2 huge rose bushes. I have a couple of them that are kind of mixed, from the China rose to different ones. This one just stopped blooming, or I took it off, I can't remember, to bring in the house. My morning glories are taking over down here. They will grow up this vine, or the trellis, I mean. They'll grow up here. And my nice lions that I talked about in my last video. I've named them now. The one on the left, the darker one, is Henry. The one on the right is Sir Arthur. And I still just really like them. And I got a couple more things from that man that I'll be showing you. Here are the beautiful roses. They're just gorgeous. So pretty. I changed up just a couple things over here in my sitting area by my front door. Still have the fountain, still have the bench and the bird bath. My lilies have decided to bloom. Aren't those pretty? Yeah. Okay, so I changed the duck to a frog. I'll just change it up every now and then. You know, there he is. There he is. And look at the stepping stones that I got from that man that makes all this stuff out of cement. Had to put a little sand down, and I think I'll like those. The larkspur back here, I don't know. They're not doing as well as I would have liked, especially that one. Little gnome is still there. That's the larkspur back in there. And the roses are taking kind of a hit. Now we're going into our hotter temperatures. 95 and above. Hasn't hit the 3 digits yet, but it will. So I don't know if I'll leave the big roses here or just stick with the smaller ones. I haven't decided yet. These particular roses, oh my gosh, they do well every year. Every year. They get lots of water. They really do. They get lots of water. Always have the water fountains going. This is another one. Mr. Owl up here. He keeps an eye on the property. There it is. Coming around the bend, my snowball bush, one of them, has grown really tall, up almost to the windows now. Rose bushes are doing so well, but like I said, when the 3 digits hit, they won't. They start to bleach. They really do. The yellow roses really took off. Really took off. I finally got the swan planters with some geraniums. Now the clematis on this side is doing well. On this side, not so much. I may have to plant a second plant. In fact, I think I have 2 plants in this one. That's why it's doing so well. This snowball bush, doing well. I want to talk about the caterpillar. I think that's how it's pronounced. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. But the caterpillar tree, which this is a little starter off of a big one that I have in the yard. Right here, and I want to show the flowers. These flowers almost look like orchids. This was just a baby starter plant, and look how much it's grown. I planted a little aspen tree there. My lilacs aren't taking off and doing as well as I wanted this year. Another aspen tree. These are my big giant trees. But this is the big one. Look how big he is. And I'm telling you, that other one, see, he has blossoms up here too. Just can't see him as well as I'd like. Oh, there's one right there, branch. See how pretty those are? And they're all over where I live. Huge leaves. If you could have these in your area, oh, plant them. They grow big. Big, big. This tree I had to trim yesterday. It has grown huge since we've lived here. But it had some branches hanging down by my driveway area. And when we brought our travel trailer, sorry about the traffic. When we brought our travel trailer back from being serviced, it was hitting the top of it. So I came out here and trim. Everything's still doing very well around the tree with my little gnomes that I have going all up the tree, up the tree, and my owl. Okay, the Adam's needle yucca plant is about to bloom. Replanted this little giant over here. Roses are hanging in there, as you can kind of see. These two are doing great. These are my bigger. If I can get in here with my finger out of the way. They're doing great. I planted some iris right here. And in the back I planted a rose bush, but I'm going to be taking him out because my rhubarb is finally growing. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and give it some room. More of the big tree. Like I said, everything now, the iris that are stopped blooming, which they look kind of funny when they've stopped blooming, but that's what they do. Here's the beautiful yellow rose bush. You just can't go wrong in planting a rose bush. You just can't. Look at this one, 2 different colors. So pretty. Now my J.F. Kennedy rose that was white, it bloomed once, and that was it on it. Now starts my tiger lilies. Another rose bush here. My aspen trees, there's my little one I planted. All this row are tiger lilies, the whole thing. I didn't plant them, they were here. Look at what I put in here. Nestled right here is a little friend and another little friend. There he is. And just the other day, my younger son stopped by with his girlfriend. And I was putting these stands to this so that I could place them in here. And he says, Mom, what are those? I said, they're just little funnies that I can put out in the yard that make me smile. He just thought that was something. Yeah. Then, of course, these are the wild roses that, see, right now they're starting to take a hit. This is the cherry tree that, sorry, almost fell over one of my little lights out here. There's a cherry right up there. I can get it. Oh, there he is. And I've been coming out in the morning and picking as many bright red ones as I can. Another one way up there. It's tall tree. So that the birds don't get them. Don't want the birds to get them. Okay, now we come around here. This starts my raspberries all along here, which are doing fine. This is my other peach tree, which I didn't get peaches from this year. I think it got too cold. Look at what I picked up. Yeah, I got the frog, and I got the wonderful rooster. I don't know if I'm going to plant or paint them this year. I just don't know. These were the burning bushes that get bright red in the fall. This one didn't make it, so I had to replant and put this one in. Starts my grapes, which all look nice. They're just overflowing up here. I'll get a better picture, but they are starting in where you see the grapes in June now that look like this. That's how they'll look. Oh, I can't tell you how many grapes come from this. Lots and lots. Here's my rose bed, my rose garden all along here. All my roses. That's my plum tree. Don't think I'm gonna get the plums this year. But my pear tree, yes. Right there is the pear tree. See all this with grapes? See if I can get over here to get a picture of one of the plums. Let's see if I can see one right quick. It's a forest back in here, it really is. Yeah, oh, there's one right there. Get over here for you. Yeah, right there. Yeah, it's a pear. Yeah, it's a pear. And these are more hollyhocks. And then down over here, I planted, if I can get over here, I planted 2 of the blueberry bushes, which are doing just fine. There's all the blueberries right there. This is a blackberry bush right here. See my watering system that husband did? Works great. All raspberries. This is the little plum tree. Not plum, but peach tree. There's peaches on it right now. If I get that. They're there. They're there. That's my apricot tree right there. It's morning and everything has been watered well. My little chicken coop. Going into the greenhouse. Remember when I planted the greenhouse of my herbs and different things? Well, again, it has taken off. So around the corner started my rosemary and sage and the thyme. My little garden green onions. That's supposed to be asparagus, I'm not sure. Chives I need to come in here and trim. Parsley and the dill. And then back here I decided to put the raspberry plants because they weren't doing well in baskets, so I put them out here. Look at them. Some big ones. Yeah. A little bit of my peppermint. Basil I need to trim. And tomato plants. All in here. All of it doing very, very well. Can't stay in here very long because it is a sauna in here. While I was out the other night tending to my greenhouse, a little friend came to visit me. I will show the pictures of that. He just sat next to the greenhouse and watched me for quite a little while. It was really quite cute. This is another big cherry tree. This was my peach tree right here. And it's not going to produce the peaches. I think it got froze. Then husband decided we needed more peach trees. So we bought 6. This is one here of a very young one. But as you can see, it's got the leaves. It's coming up. Coming up. More hollyhocks, just covering up the watering irrigation system, which is fine. This is my other apple tree. See if I can see the apples in here for you this morning. I did, but they're way high up. Let's see here. They're really high up. I may have to go on the back side here. Where are you, apples? I can't see you because of the sun this morning. Anyway, this thing goes way, way up here. So far. Wild flowers there. This is my other, I can't walk, there's too much water. This is my other apple tree. And here's all the apples on it. Yeah. It's gonna have quite a lot. These are the Maximilian sunflowers. that will grow and bloom by fall. Little birdhouse that, yes, there's birds up in there. I leave it alone. I don't paint it or do anything. I just leave them alone because they're in there. And again, here we go. All of apples. Apples starting in all over the place. They're just everywhere. And that'll be kind of nice. So this year I'll get apples, and I will get the cherries and some pears. And I'm real sad that I'm not getting the peaches, because that little tree over there in the corner gave me 200 peaches last year. Best peaches you've ever tasted. Bella Georgia is what they're called. If you can find a Bella Georgia peach tree, buy it, plant it, because they're great. They're just really, really great. So that's the yard this morning that I've taken all the way around now to show you how everything is blooming, growing. This is another little cherry tree. And I hope your yard is too. Maybe it'll give you some ideas for different things. This was my chicken coop of no live chickens, don't have to water them, feed them, nothing. These are the metal beautiful chickens that you buy, and I just kind of planted them here, placed them, not planted, in the little chicken coop area here. Good morning and happy spring going into summer to everyone.